right, it's another beautiful Monday afternoon in the capital city of Nigeria and seat of government. The program is The Conversation. My name is Salihu Ibrahim Kindo, your regular presenter. Now, this afternoon I have two very distinguished gentlemen in the studios. You get to meet them, by the time we come back from the break. But again, the week on the review, oh boy. Nigeria and the whole world, both electronic, print, traditional, and the social media was washed with something that will continue to make the news as we move on in this country. Again, that has to do with the altercation between the Honorable Minister of the Federal Capital Territory and the young man from the Nigerian Navy. Well, it's still there for everybody to see. But whatever it is, people, so many divides. A lot of people have their own interpretation and all that. But again, it's a learning curve. We learn every day, and I'm sure mistakes were made, and people learned a lot from that, and will continue to learn from that. But the most important thing is, whatever it is that we're doing, we must also appreciate the fact that cherish democracy is something that we must hold in high esteem and protect with every iota of muscle, that we have as a people. But like I said, it's like fades and fashion. Yeah. Sometimes one big news will come and it will suppress the other one. And the big news that was suppressed was, again, the issue with the tweet from the President of the United States of America about, the genocide in Nigeria and all that. And the fact that, we're also able to let the whole world know that, yes, it's not just Christians that are killed. Muslims and Christians and even traditional worshippers are also killed on a daily basis in the country. That's just the truth, because you have people with very warped ideology who want to force their own ideology down our throat. But again, we know that the president is working. The fact that he has rejigged the security architecture through, the infusion or appointment of new service chief means that, he's on top of the game. But today, we're discussing something different. We're still talking about how we can also bring culture, tradition, and all that as a major foreign earner for this country. That's what we're going to be discussing today. My name is Salihu Ibrahim Kindo. You're welcome to The Conversation. We'll take a break. When we come back, you will meet my guest. Good afternoon.
Is to stimulate dialogue and inspire viewers to think critically about the pressing issues of our time.
It is interactive,
engaging,
thought-provoking.
It is a conversation. Join us every Monday at 2 p.m. on DSTV channel 392, Star Times channel 127, on Facebook at ASO.
Masarautar kasar Juwa a gargashin jagorancin mai martaba sarkin Juwa Alhaji Idris Musa Juwa tana farin cikin sanar da dukkanin 'yan asalin kasar Juwa da sauran al'umma zuwa wajen taron bikin baje kolin al'adu da tarihi na kasar Juwa wanda ta saba gudanarwa shekara-shekara, wato Juwa Day Festival ganin kasar Juwa na shekara ta 2025 wanda za a gudanar ranar 7 ga watan Disamba na shekara ta 2025 a filin makarantar sakandare da ke garin Juwa da misalin karfe 9 na safe. Taron zai kunshi muhimman mutane da sarakuna daga sassa daban-daban na ciki da wajen kasar nan, inda za a gudanar da naɗe-naɗen sarauta da sauran bukukuwan al'adun gargajiya da Allah ya azurta a kasar Juwa da su. Allah ya bayar da ikon halarta, amin summa amin. Wannan sako ne daga injiniya Sani Muhammad Indanusa FNSE uban doman kasar Juwa, shugaban kwamitin tsare-tsaren bikin ranar baje kolin tarihi da al'adun gargajiya na kasar Juwa. Masarautar kasar Juwa a gargashin jagorancin mai martaba sarkin Juwa Alhaji Idris Musa Juwa tana farin cikin sanar da dukkanin 'yan asalin kasar Juwa da sauran al'umma zuwa wajen taron bikin baje kolin al'adu da tarihi na kasar Juwa wanda ta saba gudanarwa shekara-shekara wato Juwa Day Festival ganin kasar Juwa na shekara ta 2025 wanda za a gudanar ranar 7 ga watan Disamba na shekara ta 2025 a filin makarantar sakandare da ke garin Juwa da misalin karfe 9 na safe. Taron zai kunshi muhimman mutane da sarakuna daga sassa daban-daban na ciki da wajen kasar nan inda za a gudanar da naɗe-naɗen sarauta da sauran bukukuwan al'adun gargajiya da Allah ya azurta a kasar Juwa da su. Allah ya bayar da ikon halarta, amin summa amin. Wannan sako ne daga injiniya Sani Muhammad Indanusa FNSE uban doman kasar Juwa, shugaban kwamitin tsare-tsaren bikin ranar baje kolin tarihi da al'adun gargajiya na kasar Juwa.
Alright, welcome back. If you're just tuning in, you've not missed anything at all. I just tried to give a recap of what happened throughout last week, and and what today is. Okay, yesterday the beginning of another week, and something big is about to happen in Abuja, and we're bringing the whole world to Abuja. And the reason is simple: we're trying to see how, we'll look at alternative means of, sourcing direct foreign investment, or the big thing, the dollar economy. We want to see. We're relying so much on oil, and now we're diversifying. We're looking at oil, we're looking at the natural resources that we have, and that's a solid mineral. But most importantly is tourism. Tourism can actually give us what the natural resources and oil will not give us. And there are a lot of countries that are cashing out seriously on tourism. But a chiefdom in the Federal Capital Territory in the last 5 years have put together the culture and tradition of the people, and we're already exporting this. But again, it's really not my turf. I've got two very distinguished gentlemen in the studios who will be doing justice to the big project that is just around the corner. I have Honorable Dalhatu Ezekiel Musa, Sarkin Kudon Jiwa, former Commissioner of Public Complaints Commission, FCT. Honorable, good afternoon and welcome. Yes. All right. I also have, he's not really new here. He was here last week. We had a turban last week. Now at least people can see your face. They can put a face to the turban. Alhaji Usman Aliru is Galadin Njua. Good afternoon and welcome to
Good afternoon, viewers. And, it's a pleasure to be here.
All right. I think it's important, for the benefit of those who are just watching for the first time, it would be nice to just give us an overview of the Jiwa International Festival. What is it all about?
Jiwa International Festival of Art and Culture, it started 5 years ago.
Okay.
When it started, it was just within the community and the neighborhood.
All right.
But for the world to know that definitely Jiwa exists, and the culture, again, we want to showcase our culture to the world.
Yeah.
We begin to expand the scope of the festival. Here we are today, like last year it was international. This year again, international communities have been invited to come and celebrate the year's festival alongside with us, so that the community will be known and the culture too will be exposed and known to the other nations in the world.
All right. Yeah. Okay, well, let me come straight to Honorable Dalhatu. We're talking about the Jiwa Festival, and we're talking about how we can actually export our culture, because we have a very huge, rich cultural heritage as a people. How will it impact the Federal Capital Territory, Nigeria, and the international community at large?
Thank you for this opportunity, and Mr. Kindo, you have been an authority all the years. I remember when I was still with the FCT minister as PA Media, the role you have played a whole lot in seeing that these rich cultural values of ours are promoted and protected. What I see with this is a strategic approach to preserving our rich cultural values that is eroding daily, on a daily basis.
Yeah.
And again, to also applaud the Agaba of Jua and the entire Jua chiefdom who actually come up with this concept. And his wisdom, because I'm a title holder in the palace, working here in Kudun Jua, and the whole host of many other persons, including you, decided to bring us together to see how we can laud this concept.
That's true.
You know, this is coming at a time where FCT is being viewed from the lens of no man's land.
Yeah.
And this alone is passing a very great message.
Okay.
One, to the international community and even other Nigerians who have a wrong narrative of what FCT is all about.
Yeah.
You see, culture, it's an identity of a race.
That's true.
Once you miss it, not to have culture, then you have missed everything, because that is your identity.
That's true.
And there is no human being that will identify as GOAT. You will be identified by who you are.
Exactly.
And so when we leave this critical aspect of human life, which is culture, then it goes to show the moral decadence we have today. It goes to show the poverty of ideology that people exhibit, either as public officers, as individuals, because this culture has a way of impacting into different lives.
That's true.
In psychology, when we talk about behavior modification and also developmental aspect of human being, there is this argument of nature and nurture. Nature is biological makeup. The nurture, the environmental impact. So your culture has a way of shaping your behavior in such a way that it will build and birth integrity, capacity, principle, ideology, and even that which we need to have an egalitarian, peaceful society. So what Ghani Carnival is doing is beyond the fairy of just coming to have fun fair. It's impacting into life and also shaping the environment to be that will be inclusive, unified, and also with these rich cultural values of ours.
Well, I'll ask you to stop there, because you just said quite a number of things that you mentioned here. It's all pregnant, and we'll bring them and diffuse them one after the other. But the takeaway from the whole thing is it's a rejuvenation of our cultural values that is practically dying. And the fact that when people say, Abuja is no man's land, it's really something that people must, sit back and ask. Is it true that Abuja is a no man's land, when we know that Jiwa was actually a vassal state, and in the 18-something, you people were already paying, they were taking taxes from people and you were taking to Zaria? Maybe you take us back a little to, so that people will understand that there were people in Abuja. It wasn't as if there was nobody in Abuja. It wasn't as virgin as people want it to. Maybe you have people who are scattered here, there, and all that, But then, to say that there were no people in Abuja is not true.
At all.
I want you to speak to that.
Okay, actually, for someone to come up with that thought that Abuja is no man's land, I think is a very wrong impression.
Okay.
Because if the land was virgin, how do you come about all these 558, I think, communities that existed before the coming of the Federal Capital Territory in 1976? So that shows alone that FCT is not a virgin land. And this comprises of about 9 ethnic tribes that lives with one another before the coming of the Federal Capital Territory. We have 9 of them living together, intermarriages, religions, cultural, whatever. We celebrate all our cultures together. So for someone to come from somewhere and say that Abuja is a no man's land, I think he needs to go back to school.
Oh yeah, I like that. We need to school the president, and that's what we're doing. On this side of the divide, if you're watching us, you're listening to us on radio, watching us on TV, or you're watching us on any of the social media platform. But let me come back again to Honorable Dalhatu, because you raised very fundamental issues, and you said the culture of the people is the identity of the people.
Sure.
And that's true, because you said once it's imbibed, it brings about integrity. I like the word integrity, because it's your cultural values that bring out the kind of person that you are. It's the cultural values that will make you see somebody who is older than you in the vehicle and you stand up for the person to sit down. It's that thing that will make you kneel down and say, hey, you greet somebody. It's that thing that will make you know that, well, yes, this person is here, we live in harmony, because you also said something, harmonious relationship and all that. Now, let's look at our cultural values and let's see what this festival is really doing for us. And is it possible for us to, already it's an international festival, the Ijua International Festival of Arts and Culture, you know. Let's see how we can tap into this. You know, the value chain of having people coming from all over the world to watch. How does that translate into Naira and Kobo for the ordinary woman who sells kosei, or the one that makes bag, or the ones that make the kind of cap that you're wearing and all that?
First off, it's unfortunate that in this side of the divide, in the clients we actually found ourselves, there are so many things we take for granted. And then we are too cosmetic with the fact and the truth.
Okay.
When it comes to doing the right thing at the right time. What I see us do most time is doing the same thing and expecting a different. I like, what exactly are we doing? We need to see a work plan. We need to see like a roadmap, actionable plan that is showing the seriousness in this department to really exhume, to really tap into the resource, untapped resources we have in terms of revenue and all of that. Just like you said, 9 indigenous tribes: Gede, Wandara, Kuru, Ibra, Basa, Bari, Bagi, Amwa, Gana. 9 indigenous tribes in this FCT, 6 area council. And the way God did it, he decided to, like Ibra, you know, you find it in Abaji, Bagi, Basa, you know, come to Kwali, Bari, Gana, you come to Gwagwalada, Basa, Bari, Kuru, you know, like that. And these guys has been, just like he said, how do we describe this place a virgin land when you have names like Deriki, Wuse, Jua, Metama, Akatampe? Where we are now is Katampe. These are communities, names of communities
that were existing before the federal government.
Not fall from heaven. And globally, Kenzo Tanzi, the architect, the man that planned FCT. Kenzo Tanzi, I think he's from, is it Germany? I think. I'm trying to remember the
Japanese. Yes. The Japanese architect.
You know, they will tell you that planning globally is done with the people. It's done with the people. There is nowhere in this world that is virgin, including sea and mountain. They belong to somebody.
Of course.
So you will now come to meet a place where you already see community with their names.
And you say it's a virgin land.
And you are using the names actually to do your layout.
Up to this level.
Katampe layout is the name of the village. The village is there. You will meet people who have lived there over 1,000 years. Yet we still have the conscience
to say,
I don't want to say moral decadent in this aspect, to say this place is virgin. But you are using the names of the existing community to do layout. Let me not go deep into that. If, for instance, FCTA or the Department of Art and Culture not waiting, okay, assuming Jua, Chiefdom, using our father, our royal father, the Adabao, my father, I personally call him my father.
He is.
And I revere with so much respect.
He is.
Assuming he didn't come up with this kind of festival, what is art and culture doing about the cultural values that are laying beneath there in your chiefdom? We have 17 chiefdoms in FCT. So if you now on your own come up with an actionable plan to see what to do in all of these chiefdoms to preserve
the culture.
Because let me tell you, when funny issues happen, when Bill Clinton came to Nigeria, he was, of course, in the highbrow places. The man insisted I must visit a village.
He went to Ushago.
That's to tell you how these people value what is original.
Yes.
Bill Clinton in Metama and Asokoro in where enjoying, he said I must visit a village. I want to see how a village looks like in Nigeria. And he was taken to Ushago.
Yes, he went to Ushago.
That's why they named that pottery Bill Clinton pottery. You could see the most powerful president in the world but to tell you how they valued what we do instead is to destroy the one we have.
Yes.
That's why I said doing different
And expecting a different result.
How do you destroy? How are you so deliberate in going to this indigenous community to demolish, destroy, and say the aesthetics, their houses are not looking fine? Come on.
Is it possible?
Go to South Africa, go to Canberra, go to Singapore, go to Canada, go to anywhere in this world. They preserve what they have had originally.
The culture, the tradition of the people.
Because
that's what people want to
destroy them
do.
daily, and then tomorrow, when they ask, what was this about? Then you come up with fiction and narratives that are wrong, that are misleading, and a whole lot of distorted kind of history.
All right, I'll just ask you to hold your breath there, because we'll still come back to you. And I think basically that's the essence of, this program, the conversation, so that we can actually go back to the basis, go back to the root. And that's what UI is trying to do, isn't it?
Yeah.
To say there is a cultural heritage, and we must preserve the culture of our people.
Yeah.
Yes, we know that the world is becoming a global village.
Yeah.
And then, the exigencies of modern society requires that, you build skyscrapers and build beautiful, homes and the rest of them. But then what happened? Is it possible for us, in the midst of all these beauty skyscrapers, to also preserve, the culture of the people? That's what you guys are doing with the Gani.
Yeah.
Because our kids now don't know some of those things.
They don't.
Right?
They don't.
Now, to tell us a little about the Gani, because I see that you know what they call reverse osmosis. Most times I see people, instead of going front, they go back. I think that is what is happening there. You see them going back.
Yes.
And I want you to tell us exactly what the significance of that thing, and then the leave that you people are carrying. Where are you taking the leave to?
Thank you very much, Kindo. You remember last week?
Yes.
Similar question that you was pushed to me. And I told you that first and foremost, I was brought up in Suleja.
Okay.
And the Emir's Palace, then Suleiman Baral.
Okay.
And during the festivals of Gani, because even in Suleja they celebrate this Gani festival.
Okay, they still celebrate that.
They still celebrate that this festival, even though the rate at which is being observed now is diminishing because of this 21st century ICT and what have you.
Yeah.
So in these days of the former emir and our forefathers, it's a time just to bring our people together.
Okay.
Celebrate at the end of every year after harvest. They come together after the harvest. The emir will come, look at what happened in the previous year, is there progress in the community or otherwise of it.
Okay.
If there is, then we celebrate alongside with the emir.
Okay.
And the emir on that day will now put his regalia, come out and dance together, celebrating success, and then pray for another beautiful years ahead.
Okay.
So on that note, the emir now looks like every citizen of that community.
Okay.
And you celebrate with us, and at the end of the day, those that believe in these traditional worshippers, they will go into their shrine and then do their own prayer.
Okay.
The Muslims too will go and pray against next year. The Christians too.
Okay.
Then they will still go, and then, but in the course of that festival, all of them will come together, irrespective of your faith.
Okay.
You understand? But I think more than 40 years or so ago, this thing has been stopped. Like, just before this program commenced, I was telling my colleague just asked about this Gani. I told him that they too in Bagi, they celebrated, it's known as Jibaji.
Okay.
For those of us that school with the Bagis in those days, we didn't go there, we have friends, and some of us are beneficiaries of the Jibajis. So you can see, even the Koro, if you go, they have their own. The Basa, they have their own, only that the names different from culture. You see, so all of us observe this thing at the end of the harvest, and then we celebrate. Then the issue of that leaf you talked about, it is just like a belief that after all said and done, now the bad things that people thought maybe will happen to the community, let us now take it out of the community and then go to under the big thing like this. The superstition, the cultural belief, then they will go there and then throw what they call bad thing outside the community, hoping that the gods of those days would do away with all the bad things and to God be the glory. You know, someone's belief. Before the end of the year, you see that tree, it will die. Then now the people will say to God has answered our prayers. That all those things, the bad things have gone to that tree and nothing will happen again. You see that? Then the rainy season will set in and then they begin to go back to their farm.
Alright, on that note, we want to go on a break because the Jiwa Festival is around the corner on the 7th of December 2025. The whole world will converge on Jiwa to celebrate and see what culture and the beauty of tradition is. So we'll take a break now. When we come back, we'll continue. Don't go away. The program is The Conversation.
The Royal Kingdom of Joe Emirate FCT Abuja, under the esteemed leadership of His Royal Highness Alhaji Idris Musa Jua, invites the esteemed people of Jua and the general public to the grand celebration of Jua Day Festival for the year 2025, a long-standing annual tradition that showcases the rich cultural heritage and history of Jua Emirate, which will take place on the 7th December 2025 at the grounds of Jua Secondary School at 9 a.m. The festival will feature prominent figures and dignitaries from across the country and beyond, alongside royal displays and traditional ceremonies that highlight the unique cultural wealth of Jua Emirate. We invite you to join us for this momentous occasion as we celebrate our heritage and history together. Engineer Sani Muhammad Indanusa, FNSE, Bandoman Jua, Chairman Planning Committee for the Jua International Festival of Arts and Culture. Announcer.
If you just if you're tuning in, we've gone far. We're looking at culture, tradition, and tourism. What we can actually do with our culture, what we can do with our tradition. You see, we take so many things for granted. You see, the tradition is something that is heavy, and it's something that is. Let us have an international national festival of arts and culture. Just the one. We're not talking about the 3 major tribes. We're talking about the 9 tribes, that make up the FCT, regional inhabitants of FCT. Can't we come up, because you guys have a rich cultural heritage, from the people carrying the basket on their shoulder, and even the burial rites of the Bagis. I interviewed the traditional ruler in Buhari, and just behind the throne is where they bury all their kings and all that. And there's so much. He told me that kings are not, they don't lie there, they sit the kings and then they bury them like that. And it's a huge tradition that people, should know. But the question is it not possible? Because, you are an original inhabitant. Is it not possible to work together, get all the traditional rulers together to say, look, this is what we should do. Let's showcase, our culture as a people for the whole world to see.
Yeah, like a rider from just the narrative you just give about how a traditional ruler in Buhari, the Esu Buhari, will tell you how they bury their dead, especially their kings, and then he showed you just the place at the backyard. And then you have communities that with this rich cultural preservation, because as far as I'm concerned, it's cultural preservation.
Oh yes, it is.
Then the next day, that community entirely is demolished.
Yeah, well.
So we've lost that,
including the chief palace.
It means that we've lost that.
Lost that.
Yeah.
And in case people don't know, it will look as if all is well. There is a multiplying implication to that.
Or because of belief and the belief system.
See, let me tell you for free. You see this place called land that people trade. You bring billions of naira, they will give you have money, land. There is an attachment. It's called ancestral attachment
to that particular place and the ancestors.
It's the soil.
Yeah.
This is where we came from.
Yeah.
This is where, if you check the natural culture, the way it is, I call it the almighty culture. There is nobody on earth, no matter how rich and powerful you are, that have been buried on a tree.
No, you still go down there.
You go back there.
From earth and to earth.
That is how critical
that place
the
is.
land is.
All right.
That we don't need to toy with in any way.
Okay.
I tell people for free, if you don't have a land, you have no address.
Yes.
And if you don't have an address, my brother, morally you are not supposed to give back to anybody. That is how critical it is.
Okay.
And this is what we toy with. You see, the cultural festival you talked about, it's a doable thing. It's something that is possible.
Okay.
That's why I say we have a department that is not really giving us. I used to watch when they do Abuja Carnival, and you literally can see that the real people who has the culture, you see them relegated to the background. It's supposed to be the
culture of the people.
The culture of the people is enhanced, is amplified, is harmonized to a point that the entire world will know that they were people. But the scheme is used to be such that it's Hausa, Igbo, Yoruba. That is not wrong in any way. But the real people, when you go to Argungu Festival, what do you protest? What do you project?
Yeah, the culture of
when you go to the Ile-Ife, what do you protest?
It's the culture of the
Abuja
people.
is a center of unity and everybody is welcome. That is how it should be. But then the people you met here, you are supposed to be deliberate about promoting their culture.
the culture.
But then, the people of the FCT, the indigenous people of the FCT, need not to wait.
That's what I'm saying.
You have 70 chiefdom. You have 6 area council chairmen.
Is it not possible to work together?
It is very important. And a call to all of them to really see how they can come together. We can. Let me not say they.
All right. It's a call to FCT people. When is the date of this festival?
7th December 2025.
The venue?
Government Secondary School, Jua.
All right.
10 o'clock.
On behalf of Sarikin Juwame Martaba, Alhaji Dr. Idris Musa, we're saying all roads should actually lead to that place so that you see what culture is. And we borrow from Honorable Dalhatu, who has said, the indigenes must come together and showcase their culture. All the chiefdoms must come together and showcase their, the culture for the whole world to see. Well, gentlemen, I thank you very much for, sparing time to be here with us. Thank you very much for spending time with us. By next week, I hope again that I would do the same thing. Okay. It's on this note that we come to the end of this program. We thank you very much for investing your precious time with us. My name is Salihu Ibrahim Kindo. It is The Conversation. The conversation will continue on other social media platforms. Good afternoon.